Good evening, Butler Bulldogs fans, and welcome back to the second match of Week 11 of the TESPA Overwatch Preseason. I'm Alex McGrath, and I'll be filling in for Cisco Scaramuza as he enters the Butler roster for this match. Alongside me tonight, we have Joe Kirkpatrick, who is the Butler Bulldog team manager, as well as the Butler Gaming Club PR officer. Joe, how are you doing tonight? Yep, indeed, after a great comeback victory earlier tonight against University of Northern Georgia, the Butler Bulldogs are now matched against Case Western Reserve University. This is their secondary team, so let's see if Butler can get a second win for the night, and we will find out in tonight's stream here on my personal channel. Currently, we're here because of we're just trying to avoid some scheduling conflicts with the Butler CSGO match starting at 10 tonight. So if you want to watch that at the conclusion of this match, you can head over to our official Twitch channel, which you can see in the bottom left of the overlay on the stream. Yeah, so we will see how that goes. I know there might be some viewers from IUPUI watching tonight. Hopefully some of my friends are watching this, so... Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this. I mean, after the excitement we had with the first match today, Butler came back from losing the first match to take the next two. I think we can see something pretty cool here. Looks like Caradwin has just stopped playing Overwatch. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the game footage here, and let's take a look.
Oh, you can play your play of the game.
Yeah. So let's do that. Yeah, I had a pretty fun to play the game yesterday.
So we have it on stream.
Yeah. Not to brag, but I had a good round in the last match on Hanamura. It was a lot of fun. And Caradwin's just restarting real quick. So both teams got 5 players on the board right now, waiting for the 6th for each.
Yeah. So this series,
Here comes 6.
haven't tuned in. If you haven't tuned in before for these TESPA format, we're looking at a best of 3, which will start with a control map. In this case, is Lijiang Tower, and then move into other predetermined maps with a control tiebreaker at the end if necessary. So tonight we're looking at Lijiang Tower, followed by Watchpoint Gibraltar, and then if we get that far, we'll play Hollywood for map 3.
Yeah, Butler, I think Butler's done pretty well in the practices on Lijiang and Ilios, so we'll see if we get to Ilios, but definitely Lijiang right out of the gate. We can hope to see something cool there. Not much, we haven't done much work on Gibraltar or Hollywood, I don't believe, so...
Yeah, so we're just waiting on last few players here. Trying to see some of these compositions we'll be running. Obviously, Lijiang Tower Control Center is really good for a type of tank heavy composition. You might see some Ghost, we might see some Quad Tank. I know Butler is pretty comfortable running those types of compositions. But when you get to something like Lijiang Gardens, we might see the far pull out from Kitchener. I know we've seen some of that in the past in previous weeks. Same thing to an extent with Night Market as well, but we'll have to see exactly the kinds of things we're going to be running here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, the thing I love about Overwatch Esports is that even with all these predetermined tactics and plans that the captains are coming up with, you never know what's going to happen. And I can tell you the most stressful thing is when your comp is not working out, you're playing right into the other team's comp. You got to switch it up and play goats or something. When in doubt, play goats.
Yeah, it's true. One of the things I say about that composition, again, with usually triple tank with Brigitte, Moira, and Lucio, one of the things they say about that is that it's really good at winning fights without ultimates. So indeed, when in doubt, you swap to goats in sort of a pressure scenario. Try to get that competitive edge, but it depends on how you play it a lot of times. So
yeah, absolutely. And it looks like we've got 6 on each side present, finally.
Yeah, so we might be headed here into the map pretty soon. I have to see which of the 3 control points we'll start with here on this control map. But we gotta wait to see once we get started.
Looks like we've got readies from both teams in the form of F.
We have Fs
yes.
from both teams. I about said
Preparation.
GLFH, but no, this is GLHF, and here we go.
Good luck, fun have.
Yeah, you know it.
Here we go. Reaching. Let's see where we're starting.
It's hard to tell.
This one, yeah.
This particular loading screen, I think, is Night Market, but
Probably, but we don't. They don't generally match up, so it's probably not Night Market. In fact. All right, we've got a little bit of a comp starting to show up here as the teams get ready, so we can see Butler's comp here.
And sure enough, we're looking at goats. Makes me think maybe we are on Control Center. We'll have to see, obviously, once in about 12 seconds once this comes out. Yeah, the goats composition, really working with the speed boost of Lucio and the heals of the Moira to keep the team together and really working cohesively heading into this point. And sure enough, oh, well, this is Night Market.
This is indeed.
So we are headed into Night Market. So this composition again, it needs to be that likes to be right in on top of the action, which in this case, obviously the control point. So we'll have to see, how well it's all about the execution here for Butler.
Yeah, absolutely. Any comp can win a point if it's played well, got good synchronization, so hopefully Butler will be in good spirits after that first match and have a good time here.
Definitely, yeah, that's going to be important. Here as they're making their first approaches to the points, Butler's going on sort of from coast.
Butler first to the point. Others coming in from Central here from University of North Georgia.
And we see the Ashe pick from CWRU. Butler ran a lot of that last match, but it's not going to be taken at this time. Ashe and Pharah with a Ryan Brig, Moira, and D.Va to sort of wrap that off. It's an interesting composition. Big brawl on the point. Butler seems to be having a little bit of an advantage, especially with the fall of the Brig, as Butler does take first cap and is driving CWRU out pretty slowly. Taking the advantage of being able to stagger some of these kills. I almost want to see him chase further, but this far has given him a little trouble.
Yeah, it's a good thing that they're not overextending here because losing a pick here with the time it takes to respawn, they would probably be challenged pretty heavily in the next run. So staying on the point is in their favor here.
Yeah, really quick rally up from Corcaster on the Brig gives Butler lots of armor here on this, even on the second attack from CWRU.
Got a Coalescence here coming in from Peridwin.
And
Ashe's Bob.
Their Bob coming out already. Shatter does pick up the Ashe, and so the Brig, and so that'll be a kill there. But it's still fairly even here on the points. I'll have to see how the sustain comes out, but there's the Brig down again. Wait, what?
Oh.
I don't know what happened. But that's a 3k for their Reinhardt, and so that'll probably be a take here for CWRU.
And there goes Luke flying off the map. Butler regrouping here. They had the first point. They got it about halfway. Just need to take it once more at that length of time and see if they can hold it.
Yep, yeah, that's they'll definitely take that. I think coming in on the back of a Coalescence, we'll have a grab pretty soon, and a Shatter coming up relatively quickly.
But the D.Va bomb is about ready as well.
The issue here, again, is to move to the point cohesively. They've got all this pressure from the Pharah, and some of these staggered kills are really going to be a problem. So once they come up with a plan, they just got to really commit to it and really get in there. But in the meantime, it's sort of sitting ducks. But here's the engage.
Oh, what a pick! Oh,
Shatter, D.Va bomb, and Barrage coming in from CWRU. That's going to be an effective fight win.
Yeah.
Perhaps a few more ults than they hoped to use, but Butler is coming up on now almost 5.
Indeed, they had to burn so many ults there just to take that. So we'll see. Butler should be able to overwhelm them. If Colin can get a good place D.Va bomb coming in from the top of the rafters there on the roof, I know he's really good at doing that. And you might see Butler take the point back.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see a fight win here from Butler again, just based on their ult advantage they have. But we gotta see exactly what's going on here. As the grab comes out and the rally, and again countered by the Bob from CWRU.
Colin waiting. Oh, there he is. There it goes. And
there's
down it
D.Va.
comes.
That'll clear him off the point.
No, cleared them off the point. Didn't take anyone out. Shields.
But there's the Brig falling, and the Reinhardt. Yeah. Oh, this is still so even.
It is.
Here on the point.
Hello.
This sound barrier from the Lucio might be enough to pull this up, but we'll have to see. Meanwhile, CWR use all the way up to 99% capture. You know, as soon as they can push Butler off the point, they'll go ahead and take this first round.
Yep. Butler losing a couple picks here, losing the Diva, but this Lucio's currently on point and holding it a little bit. Justice. And a Bob. With that
Desperation
reverse
swap
vaults.
to Tracer, just try to touch in time here from Kitchener.
Yeah, looks like that will be the first point here.
Yeah, pretty quick. Well, not pretty quick. But after that initial loss, Butler was not able to recontest or control that point. They'll win it 100-51.
All right.
But now we are moving into Control Center. This will be much more favorable in general for the type of tanks that Butler likes to run. I'm sure we'll see them coming out on goats again. Although they are looking at the Ashe currently. I don't know if I would have done the same in their position, but we'll have to see. Looks like that's what they're going to go with here,
Indeed.
At least on their first rollout.
It wouldn't be a map you would bring a Widow to, that's for sure.
Definitely.
But I think Ashe is a little more versatile here with her close range abilities and also the dynamite, which I think might be why they're choosing Ashe here.
As a sort of tank buster, yeah, I
Sure,
suppose that's possible.
Area of effect, crowd control sort of thing.
Yeah, it looks like, again, similar compositions here. Oh, with the Rhine Brig and Ashe. But again, keeping the Pharah seemed to be really successful for CWRU last round.
Another reason they might have picked Ashe for Butler here, just to counter that Pharah.
It's true, yeah. And now the point's open, and Butler looks like they're going to be able to take this first take.
Yep.
Awesome. That's exactly the kind of start you want. And a flank charge, unfortunately, does not pick anybody.
Now, Tyler comes up short on the charge, but does manage to force them out of that little choke, and they will have to regroup.
I'd love to see more aggressive, a little bit more aggressive hold here from Butler. I know that I always say that about Butler, but no, it's it can be super valuable in cases like this. Just to be able to really press your advantages that you've got. We're coming up on several ults here. We've got a sound barrier already here for Butler, as well as coming up on some tank ults and rally. Just see exactly how that works.
But shatter. Oh, good shatter there. He picks up the default.
Yeah, two shatters coming in actually from either team.
Yeah.
Lots of
ults. It's a big mess. It's hard to follow everything that's going on. Here comes the Bob
just
on both sides.
Melted down by a high energy Zarya.
Colin here with this. There's the Pharah counter by the Ashe. Looks like that was
exactly.
working.
Double tap onto the Pharah suspended with her ultimate. That's super helpful. And at this point, Butler's just trying to stall out this capture as long as they can. Looks like CW has won the fight, but as long as they can keep it contested, Butler will continue to gain capture percentage. But that looks like that'll be the flip. All the way to 73% in this fight.
Alright, well, Butler made a promising first push there. Let's see if they can take it back. Now, that's a little different story than holding the point here. And luckily for them, they are not being pushed out towards the spawn choke. So they will be able to do a side push here, it looks like. No, come back into the center.
Yeah, it's true. You're right. Just as oppressive as I said it would be, it would also be the same thing for Butler. But coming in on the back of the sound barrier really should be getting forward. Oh,
Shatter plus a Diva bomb.
With the Shatter Diva bomb.
Oh, we're getting a little bit of lag here. Apologies, everyone. There we go.
And at this point, they should be in full reset mode. Although, particularly with Crazy Mickey Zarya sitting at full energy, we want to maintain that obviously as quick as much as they can, without dying.
I mean, certainly, if Colin stays in the fray, he'll be able to do more damage and then therefore play more on the point, play more aggressively, be able to do more damage over time. And looks like Moira manages to pick off Luke's Ashe.
Yeah, those the sniper duel lost actually with a head tap and then a little bit of tickle from the damage orb, but Nevertheless, looks like Butler's going to go ahead and take this in anyway. We'll have to see. You know, we've got Grab and Coalescence coming in here, but another shatter. CWRU are really building this quickly. In addition to the
One's
rally.
probably not going to use her Coalescence here. Probably wouldn't get her any good.
Meanwhile, CWRU has broken all up into high 80s now in percent capture. This might actually be a last fight scenario here for Butler.
I don't think Butler has any other choice. They have to move in. If they don't move in, then this will be the first map.
When with the Bob thrown in here from CWR, Zarya's not going to be able to touch. Zarya was trying to the flank
got very
there,
close
but
as well. No, not enough. And that will be CWRU taking Lijiang Tower.
I think it was Lucio's body got close, actually.
Yeah, he was very close, not quite. Unfortunately, dead bodies cannot capture points.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's going to be a 2-0 victory there on Lijiang Tower for Case Western Reserve.
Nice Ash play the game there. Interesting accuracy, but still managed to make use of the dynamite. So.
Yeah, so that's
Gibraltar next. So Gibraltar hybrid map works a little differently than the control point that we just saw. In fact, there is now a payload that has to be moved from point A to point B, and in this case, point A to point C through point B. So let's see what happens here. This is actually... No, I do believe Gibraltar is actually just 3 CP. I think I wrote that down wrong.
Yeah,
no, it's 3 CP. No, what I was thinking of is Hollywood is a hybrid. Yeah. So we will see how Butler does here. I'm getting readies. Nope, not readies. Luke changed his mind. He says it's Hollywood. That I don't believe that is correct. I do believe that Hollywood is map 3. And looking at the list here, that's what I have.
That's what I assumed too. Let me double check.
It could be that Shelby has it wrong in her notes, but that is alright.
Yeah, I have this. Let me pull up the official testbook website. Oh, nope, it is 2. I have it swapped.
All right.
Is it Hollywood or is
Hollywood is 2. Hollywood is 2.
Yep.
Okay.
We have just,
I just looked it up.
confirmed this. So, in fact, we will not be moving to A through CP. We'll be moving to hybrid. So I guess in the long term, I was correct. We are moving to a hybrid map. So there will be a payload. The first control point must be contested in order to unlock the payload, and then from there, the payload must move through a series of control points. And the further it gets, the better your chances of winning, because the other team will have to beat your score.
Yeah, it's true. You know, some of these niche picks Butler likes to run, we can definitely see on this defense too. You know, we can, you know, talking about Bastion, we can definitely see a Bastion here, first point defense. That's not out of the question. Perhaps a Symmetra too. You know, it's you have to see if they get you get to have fun with that or not. But Butler will be on the defense first. And it looks like they're building a sort of you know, high damage shield break type composition. I can't talk. Orisa Diva with McCree and Junkrat. I like this. You know,
Zen too, yeah, with the Mercy by Shelby as usual.
yeah. I think they're definitely expecting a Pharah to come through. You know, with a Discord plus a damage boost, perhaps with the McCree. You know, assuming he can hit his shots, that'll be a pretty successful counter.
Yeah, Luke's aim's pretty good. I would probably trust him to be able to hit a couple of those, at the very least.
Yeah, you know, maybe that's what they're thinking. You know, headed into this defense, we'll have to see. You know, a lot of times you see Reinhardt played on this defense. Looks like we're using Orisa instead. Again, just for the little bit of extra shielding that she can provide.
As well as that pretty much sums it up. But the miniature graviton pulse is also helpful in corralling the enemies. So we can see if she, if Tyler's Orisa can use that accurately. All right, 3 seconds. Here we go.
And so this Orisa defense sitting up here on the high ground, sort of behind the point. I guess I don't not like it. I don't know. It's not what I would have. It's not what I expected. But no,
leave it to Butler to do something unexpected, and we'll see how that works.
Yeah.
Colin coming back in from his little scouting run.
you know, the only potential issue I see here is, you know, not being able to react fast enough to some of this kind of pressure. On the point, looks like they're running with a Rhine Diva, Moira has a Pharah, Mercy.
Let's right in the
so
call
again,
and see what's going on in the flank here.
composition, yeah. I'm going to be spectating Zenyatta. Again, we really are looking at a priority.
Good pick there by Luke on the Hanzo.
Yeah, with the damage boost, or with the Discord there, I think that's definitely going to be the key to victory here, is to have the Discords coordinated with the DPS in order to be able to get through this.
Yep, they have a Discord on that Mercy, trying to pick her up. Alright, Mercy goes down, but trades on both sides. It looks like Butler's starting to take the lead here in terms of, heroes left alive.
Yeah.
Leave out of mech here for UNG, still contesting and pulls back her mech.
Not yet one tick, but as I say that, it's Case Western Reserve is able to pull out the first tick at least of the point. Oh, but there's a double tap on the Mercy from the McCree. That's unfortunately wasn't able to deny the res, but more ultimates coming out here with the Reinhardt, Earthshatter, and the Riptire, and the Dragon Strike.
And I don't even know who's still left alive. Alright, looks like Butler actually did end up winning that fight and has routed UNG. Take a look at this,
so they gotta be
straggling back.
Got to be glad to see the Dragons used as well as the Shatter, but actually we've got a Doomfist swap out here for CWRU as well as Ashe instead of Pharah. So couple DPS changes. So the issue now, we want to see a little bit of change in McCree play style, moving into sort of a defend the supports sort of mentality. The flashbang is really good. The threat of the flashbang even is really good against his Doomfist.
Yeah, certainly. We've got Colin taking this Doomfist one-on-one. Looks like he's going to go out of mech, but he does do a lot of damage to the Doomfist.
Yeah, unfortunately, close quarters is not where you want to fight against the wielder of the.
They don't have anyone on
gauntlet.
point, which is not working in there. There we go. We've got a couple ults coming in,
including the supercharger right on the point.
Oh, here we go. Cisco getting a tire on Ashe and Reinhardt.
Yeah, with the res coming in, Ashe is really the point. Hopefully, the Mercy comes into pocket. Unfortunately. But the defense continues. We're down to 53 seconds here.
Yeah, if nothing else, it's a very good stall by Butler. It definitely looked like they were about to lose the point there.
Yeah, even if the point goes away, this defense has definitely been successful. We'll just have to see how they're able to take this in the last few seconds. Obviously one more push coming in for CWRU. They've almost built another tire, actually. I think they used one last fight, and there's yet another tire built already. Doomfist is going down. So close. The Doomfist.
Yeah, there comes the Riptire again. Another double pick.
Yeah, Riptire with 2 kills.
Doomfist takes out Orisa, and
well,
looks like Butler will be able to run down the time. I don't know if they will be able to hold the point, though.
Yeah, so the fight's been driven to overtime, but it's not looking super positive for Butler. But again, to defend this long, I think you're going to call this a success in general.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no extra time for CWRU here because they have only got the 2.5 minutes that are added from unlocking that point. So.
I would really like to see us swap off of the Orisa now, especially just considering how fast this point can move. Orisa is often much better for
regular CP rather than payload.
Yeah, a more static sort of defense. But nevertheless, we're going to stay on it at least for
ult charge.
Yes, supercharger you can swap off from, but that's really. Big brain Junkrat trap here, taking out the Tracer. That's what we're gonna call it at least.
Big brain Junkrat trap. Alright.
Even though it was 100% an accident, but we're gonna call it a big brain play.
Well, half of playing Junkrat is knowing exactly where to accidentally kill your enemies. So.
There you go. But the payload has just continued to move. I think this might be the first time it's been contested in this entire second point attack, which is unfortunate, but, you know, Butler seems to be not super coordinated right here, I think is fair to say.
They definitely aren't. They're not managing their group as well, because some of them are like getting pushed around to the sides of the fight and not staying on the point, and so the point gets moved further and further. They could have probably held it back a couple meters down here and at this choke.
But as we say that, they have gone ahead and regained control of the point.
They have,
we're down under
1 minute, yeah.
Yeah, we're down under 60 seconds to defend. We want to make sure, though, they can actually approach in 2 different directions, so we want to make sure they at least have somebody on the point prevent a C9. But
Here they come, Doofus can come around.
Yeah. Again, with sort of the slightest pressure, Butler's really just collapsing, which collapsing back to the payload, which is fine, but you just want to be aware that that's happening.
They do get a couple good picks here, but Mercy gets a res, and Orisa looks like he's about to go down.
Yeah, really heavy pocket there from the sports keeper for as long as she was. We still got the Deadeye for Butler. I want to see that used, especially get maybe out of
Tranquility here.
There is the kill there.
Yeah.
Diva Bomb will pick up Junkrat, but it's still fairly even on point. They might be able to hold, actually.
Butler does have a couple ults. They at least have Supercharger for right now. And then when Junk and Diva get back.
Yeah, McCree here in Hotel trying to do the best he can. The payload is moving now, though.
Farah gets picked by Mercy. A bit embarrassing there. And then, ooh, good Diva Bomb. Very good Diva Bomb.
I didn't see that, but I want to.
Neither did I. I didn't even hear it.
I wish I could have.
Those are the best kinds. Oh,
double riptire. That's gonna be the clincher right there.
So that's the first round here on Hollywood, going in favor of a little bit of Butler, in my opinion. Of course, it could go either way. Don't know yet. But that was a very good defense. They only have to get 93 meters on the first point, which is fairly doable, I believe. If they can break through that first point, then they have this one in the bag, I would say.
Yeah, I think this is definitely not out of the question at all for Butler. Not even making it even around the corner there to point 2. I think it's going to be a hard to defend spot for CWRU on their attack, or on Butler's attack, I should say.
All right, so it looks like we've got a very different setup here. We've got Winston coming in. We've got an Ana. Luke's playing Zarya, and we've got so it's very tank heavy. All right, there we go. You can go for.
Yeah. I shouldn't be saying this as sort of a Butler student staff member, but I'm not a fan of this composition that we're looking at here with the Winston Diva. That's fine. We've got a dive tank core, but also with the Brig Zarya, those 2 together are much more suited for a Reinhardt in terms of their kind of mobility, their kind of synergy. That I would much rather see some sort of DPS. Whether it was the Pharah, I think perhaps even an Ashe could do here, especially if you were expecting a defensive Pharah on the side of CWRU. But it looks like that's what we're going with. Lucio, Brig, Ana, Winston, Diva, Zarya.
I feel like they're probably going to have the Winston lead the charge in and ball up onto the point, which could work for them, but they just don't have a lot of raw DPS just because of the lack of DPS characters. We'll see what happens here. It looks like they're going to make a charge down to the middle. No, they're gonna go left. No, they're going back down the middle.
Yeah,
they're making a push.
Gotta follow their diving Winston, right?
Right.
Reinhardt's barrier down already on CWRU. That's going to advantage this Junkrat just raining death.
Monkey down.
I would love to see a Reinhardt swap here from this Winston's death, but we'll have to see. Nope, stay on Winston. It's fine. I'll stop complaining. But it's there was a fine first push.
It was pretty good. They did get a lot of damage in, but ults going up to about like 50 to 70 is pretty good.
Over 80% on both.
Here we go. We've got a switch. Luke going from Zarya to Ashe.
Yeah,
this
makes more sense to me.
Makes more sense, yeah.
This makes more sense to me. We can have a sort of, again, the divey tank core on its own. That's going to be more useful, I think.
Also to counter their Ashe, who's currently sitting in the back up in the top there.
It's true.
Alright, Butler gets the sound barrier here to kind of propel them forward, but doesn't look like it's quite enough.
Yeah, the Winston just melted very quickly. I think he might have been behind a Reinhardt shield, couldn't get the sound barrier. The self-destruct comes out. Unfortunately, there's 2 characters with shields right there on point. And another shatter here from CWRU and a demon.
Yep.
Clean things up for them again.
CWRU just cleaning up here on point, mostly.
Yeah, it's going to be a drive out, definitely.
Yeah, let's see any team comp changes here. Watch this.
Yeah, team comp changes or approach changes. I think I'd love to see him go sort of left around the building there in the middle.
Here comes Reinhardt.
And try to drive him through. Yeah. So now we're on Ryan D.Va. Okay. I think I'm a little bit more fan of this, but I think that's mostly just because I'm a Reinhardt main. But yeah, let's. I'd love to see him try this sort of flanking route, but at the same time, it's gonna be difficult. Sort of with the composition we're looking at too. So
one of the interesting things here is, oh, look at that shatter.
So many Earth shatters from the CWRU Reinhardt. This is our captain, I think, on Mercy Me BTW. Yeah, that's so many Earth shatters there. But we do have Bob now. We've built up Bob as well as Nano. Are we going to see a Nano Bob? Who knows? But I doubt it. But who knows?
A Nano Bob with
anything
a
is
sound
possible
barrier
here on
would
this
be
push.
fantastic, you know.
It would actually. Oh, we do have Nano Bob
with a sound barrier. There
awesome.
We go. Excellent.
Okay.
Butler making a great play here. Double Bobs, but
established presence on the point. Absolutely.
Yeah. They definitely
have
got
to see
a
how
couple
long
numbers.
this lasts.
See, they can't quite. They're losing a couple numbers, so it's getting more even. They're being pushed out, actually.
Yeah, unfortunately, not quite enough presence here to make this work. And Butler does need to get this cap in the next 30 seconds in order to stay alive in this series. Otherwise, CWRU will win the match 2-0. But
tired on in here. Doesn't get anything.
Down to 20 seconds now. This push needs to be decisive, and it needs now.
Yeah, and they don't even have. Oh yeah, now here comes Lucio. Not doing a speed boost, but I think he's waiting until the last second.
All they have is a shatter. I'd love to see a bash shatter executed here if possible, but you know.
Oh, good shatter, good shatter.
Yeah, I
but
think
unfortunately
it might
unable to capitalize on that.
A two-way shatter.
Bomb doesn't get anything here due to the Ryan shield.
Yeah, Butler operating at a huge numbers disadvantage here. The Bob coming in. I think this is gonna be
probably gonna be it here.
Fight win.
Barely able to get him there.
Moira's running on here to touch, but that's unfortunately I don't think it's gonna last very long.
No,
yeah,
indeed,
there we go. That's CWRU.
And CWRU takes that, which means they do actually take tonight's match.
With the full hold there, we'll take it 2-0.
Indeed. Watch this play of the game here. It is calling probably a bomb here.
Oh, like
yes,
very end.
Very good
so
one.
yes, this is the defense stopping D.Va bomb.
Yeah.
Or the attack stopping D.Va bomb.
Yep, Colin is great with his D.Va bombs. I don't know how he does it. He just has a great grasp on that, but not
4
enough.
gold medals for the D.Va.
Yeah.
For the D.Va player.
Just not quite enough. If we had like 6 Collins maybe, but we don't have 6 Collins on Butler's team. So, Case Western Reserve University taking tonight's match 2-0. Thank you everyone for tuning in, whether you're regular watch or not. Currently, it looks like it is 10:04, so if you want to head over to that CSGO match, you can feel free to check out the official Butler Esports Twitch, twitch.tv/Butler Esports. And we will save this VOD and upload it to our main channel. So thanks again for watching, everyone, and we will see you on the next one. Next week will be the last week of the preseason before we move to break, and then whatever's next after that.
Yeah, there'll be more Overwatch in the spring.
It will not be going away. All right. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Bye-bye.